Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy, guys. For today's video, we got the first official post-NBA season mock draft here by Hoops Reference. At this point, guys, you know, the NBA season's over with. We know how teams are. We know what they need exactly. I will say, though, man, I do wish that the NBA draft was actually after free agency, though, because it feels weird to, like, you know, for a team to draft a guy and then maybe they'll, like, get somebody else via free agency, and now that guy that they drafted no longer is needed or something like that. I just feel like it was after that, man. I feel like at that point, you would really know what your team really needs for the next season, right? But that's whatever, right? But yeah, like I said, video by Hoops Reference. Link to his channel in the description below. Let me know in the comment section below, guys. At this point, realistically, who is the guy you think your favorite team is going to draft? I do think the Pistons are probably, hopefully, going to end up with a guy like Killian Hayes. I mean, hopefully, maybe even like Anthony Edwards. No, that's not going to happen. I wish, but yeah, it's not going to happen. But here we go. 2020 NBA Mock Draft is actually 9.0, guys. Crazy Rumor Swirling is the title of the video. Let's get it. I cannot wait for the draft. I feel like it's been forever. Like, I'm just ready for it, you know?
NBA
been talking about for a long time.
Come to a close, which means we'll now be shifting our focus onto the off-season.
Yes, sir.
And the events coming up in that regard.
Off-season.
It's also been a month since the last installment of the mock drafts that we do here on this channel, so it seems like the perfect time to update it based on the many rumors
y'all like
that
my
have begun
pumpkin
to
shirt?
swirl surrounding the prospects and the teams picking in the lottery. As we get closer and closer, teams will hone in more and more on who they want, and our job is to predict those selections. Before we get started,
what's he doing with the ball? What the hell?
Subscribe to the channel.
He got that one more bag around it.
Now, with that being said, let's begin. To start things off,
LaMelo.
the Minnesota Timberwolves are in possession of the #1 pick, and with it, they'll select LaMelo Ball. According to Jonathan Wasserman of Bleacher Report, the Wolves will be looking to trade down in the draft with this pick, but if they aren't able to do so, several sources are reporting that they're leaning towards taking Ball here, and I'm a very big fan of this selection. I think Ball has the most talent in the draft and has the most upside, and right now, the Wolves' top priority should be adding the top talent regardless of...
I do agree with that. Because I do feel like LaMelo Ball can play, like LaMelo does not have to be the point guard, especially with like D'Lo, because D'Lo can also play off ball as he was going to do with Steph Curry on the Warriors, which of course we never really got to see all that much. But I don't know, like, I'm just ready for like D'Lo to like just like have his own team. Like, he don't got to worry about like another point guard taking over or nothing like that. But at the same time, too, it's like when you think about like position-wise, there's not really a power forward you can take in this case with the #1 pick. Like, Obi Toppin's a reach at the #1 pick. Anthony Edwards, like, they have Malik Beasley, who was fantastic last year. Jared Culver's got the 3-spot lockdown. It's like, yeah, at that point, when you have all these positions locked up, do you just go best available?
Fit. There will be some complaints about his fit alongside D'Angelo Russell in the backcourt, with both of them being subpar defenders, but Ball's ability
could be fun to watch
for others at an elite level will actually work out well with D'Lo, in my opinion, because Russell is more of a scorer by nature.
Yeah,
Ball
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Court vision, size, passing ability, ball handling skills, and shot creation for someone at his age, and every year he gets better and better. With the second pick in the draft,
I still agree with this. Wiseman,
Warriors selected James Wiseman. Many mock drafts throughout the pre-draft process probably have Anthony Edwards as a lock to go top 2, but again, now that we're getting closer and closer to the draft, reports are continuing to come out about who teams are preferring.
Edwards would stun his growth like crazy.
Seem to be very big fans of Edwards. They too will be looking to trade this pick, but I'm not here to predict any trades before they happen. And if they stay put, I firmly believe they'll be looking to add a big man, and Wiseman's likely on the top of their list. He was an elite high school prospect.
Yeah, like imagine he becomes like DeAndre Ayton. Like, can you imagine Ayton on the Warriors? It's just, it would be perfect. And that's not to say that James Wiseman's the second best player in the draft, but fit wise, it's just like any other player that the Warriors take at #2. It's just gonna stunt their growth. You know, it's like they don't even need like Obi Toppin there. You got Draymond obviously and Eric Paschall. So yeah. I would not take Edwards if I was the Warriors.
To showcase himself fully in college because of his suspension scandal, and there really is no telling if he can hold his own at this level due to the severe lack of tape we have on him playing against top-tier opponents. But he did look great in the few college games he played, and he has the size, length, and agility NBA.
He's just a victim of centers no longer being sought out as much.
With the third pick in the draft,
hey, nice pick right here.
Select
Be a steal for them at #3.
Georgia. Edwards' fall ends here, as the Hornets are in no position to nitpick about acquiring talent. Hornets will more than likely be selecting the best player available available, and Edwards falling to them would be their best case scenario. Edwards has an NBA-ready body, an NBA-ready ability to score the basketball and create his own offense.
Him and Devontae,
he's more
watch
than
out.
capable of taking over a game. He
Or
does
Terry
need
Rozier.
to improve his motor, as some scouts seem to be worried about the motivation that he has when he plays and whether or not he's a hard worker, but the
Watch out
talent
for that.
is surely there.
That was Drummond's
He's
issue.
likely the best scoring
Out of
prospect
college.
in the class, and the Hornets were the third worst offense in the NBA last year, so he also fits a
don't understand
major
the bag.
need for the team because he brings
I'm gonna start doing
instant
that, though.
offense. With the 4th pick in the
Okoro
draft,
at the
the
four,
Chicago
okay.
Bulls select Isaac Okoro from Auburn.
I still have Deni going
Over
number
the
4.
last month or so, Okoro is someone who I have really become much higher on, and I absolutely love the attitude he brings to any team. He's one of the hardest workers in the class, he has the fire inside him to compete hard and do whatever it takes to win, and he brings the versatility on both ends of the floor that I think fit perfectly with a team in need of a young wing player.
Right, playing
And
off
it
of
just
Levine.
so happens that the Bulls will probably be looking to draft a wing. Okoro can play 1 through 4 on offense, and he can capably defend any position, and he's legitimately
he
the
play
best
point guard?
wing defender in the draft. He still needs to improve his shooting ability, but with how hard he works, I have no doubts that he'll improve there over time, and he can come in and immediately make the Bulls a better team. With the 5th pick
Obi
in
at
the
5
draft,
is a good
the Cleveland
selection.
Cavaliers select Obi Toppin from Dayton.
I would take Obi Toppin. Then at that point, I'm just I trade away Kevin Love. I'd probably say they could probably trade Kevin Love to like the Portland Trail Blazers to get like Ronnie Hood, a good wing player, and probably some other guys. I don't know who else, but maybe somebody else.
Toppin finished the college season as the Player of the Year, and his ascension as an NBA prospect has been incredibly fun to watch. His explosive athleticism
Rockets already
helped
been on
him
Cleveland,
entertain
wasn't he?
on a nightly basis at the college level with high-flying
maybe not him.
dunks. But he's also a highly skilled player that can produce both inside and out. He has terrific touch around the basket.
I want him in
made one
Detroit.
of the most efficient
I
inside
had it my
scorers
way.
in the country, and he even has a serviceable outside jumper to space the floor how NBA teams want from their power forwards. The Cavaliers do still have a logjam at both big man positions, with Kevin Love, Andre Drummond, and Tristan Thompson still being on the roster, but this pick is made with the long
Drummond and
view in
Obi could
mind,
work.
because those players that I just named likely won't be there that much longer. With the 6th pick in the draft, the
Deni
Atlanta
to the
Hawks
Hawks.
select Deni Avdija from Israel. The Hawks should probably be searching for players that can take some of the load off of Trae Young's back on offense, and Deni might not be a traditional ball handler and playmaker, but at 6'8", he actually brings a
I would honestly be okay with this because I like DeAndre Hunter, he's fine. But I wouldn't mind DeAndre coming off the bench for that team. Just add a little depth over there, and you got Deni playing with Trae Young. Could you imagine? Because like Deni, if he can learn to shoot better, for one, you could run the offense through him and have Trae Young play off ball at times, and that could be kind of deadly because he can shoot from anywhere on the court. So that'd be a fun pick.
very intriguing.
Can he play the
ability
two?
to
Probably
playmaker
not.
As a ball handler at the next level. He's a very good ball handler that makes smart decisions
Maybe.
and sets teammates up well, and that kind of versatility could make the Hawks offense even more dangerous. He does need to continue to improve his jump shooting, as he was subpar in that area last season,
Like
but
that
he
step
has the
back.
mechanics of a good shooter, so the percentages should rise over time as he gets more comfortable. With the 7th pick in the draft,
yes,
Detroit Pistons.
sir, man. Yo, I will take Okongwu on the team, man. I would be happy about this. Yes, sir. Because I've said it before, man. Okongwu gives me like Amari Stoudemire vibes. I feel like this guy's athleticism is going to be crazy. Maybe it could be like a Bam Adebayo. Yes, I would be cool with this. Obviously, obviously the Pistons do need a point guard also, but I don't feel like the Pistons are going to be saved by a rookie point guard. And then we can get Fred VanVleet. Sorry, Raptor fans, we're taking him for you, man. We're going to take him. Back off. I'll fight you for Fred VanVleet right now. Let's go. I don't want to fight you, man. Please do not smash my pumpkin.
Pistons select Onyeka Okongwu from
Yeah, I'll take
City.
Okongwu. I'll be happy
I've
about
made
that
this
pick.
point in mock drafts in the past, and it's still something that I can see happening, being that the Pistons have a
Next, Ben
decision to
Wallace.
make regarding breakout star Christian Wood and his impending free agency, and if they choose not to give him the payday that he'll be looking for, then Okongwu would
I wouldn't
be a
overpay for
very
Christian. I
solid
would not.
second option to replace him and bring in as a player on a rookie contract. Okongwu is the best defensive prospect in the draft of all the big men, and it's
Well, the Pistons actually need a backup center anyway, so Okongwu could be that 4 right now because we're not going to get, unfortunately, not going to get rid of Blake Griffin's contract. So, yeah, I would actually be really cool with Okongwu coming off the bench for a few seasons, to learn the NBA game. Because, going next season, we'd have, D Rose, Luke Kennard, Tony Snell, Blake Griffin, Christian Wood, and then Okongwu being a guy that could possibly play with either Christian Wood or Blake Griffin. And we also got Sekou Demboya, that's up and coming too. Damn, that's it. Ooh, yo. Okongwu and Doumbouya in the future, man. I'll be all about that. And Luke
Not just because of his prowess as a rim protector. Similar to Bam Adebayo,
I like the
Okongwu
pick.
can comfortably switch out onto the perimeter
Look at that jump
and hold
shot!
his own against quicker and
Damn.
smaller opponents because he is unbelievable when it comes to lateral quickness and his defensive IQ for a big man.
Yeah, I like
With
the pick.
the 8th pick in the
Tyrese
draft,
Haliburton
New
to the
York
Knicks.
Select Tyrese Haliburton from Iowa State.
Good combo
I know
player.
every year Knicks fans want to be the ones making a big splash in the draft and take the biggest names, but I really do believe they need to accept the fact that the team will likely be looking to bring in a safer pick this year, and Haliburton
Killian Hayes
is a
could be
great
nice.
option for their hole at point guard. He's not a flashy player by any means, but he's smart, he's efficient, he's productive, and he's impactful, and that's the kind of player they need after whiffing on several picks in the past
Maybe
few
like a
years.
Tyreek Evans?
With the
potentially.
9th pick in the draft, the Washington Wizards select Killian Hayes from France. The Wizards will be getting John Wall back this year after injuries held him out of last season, so picking another point guard may seem redundant on the surface, but there's no guarantee
move
that
on
Wall
from
will
Wall.
be back to his prior form, injury might strike again, and if the team can't find success with him and Beal, then they may look to the trade market. And Hayes would be a very strong insurance policy for the backcourt, and he would be a good player to develop for the future. Hayes is a good 6'5" with an advanced ability to create space off the dribble. He'll be able to play either guard spot.
Yeah, I'll be happy
the
the Pistons get him too.
He's someone who can make an impact off the bench early as he develops, and down the road, I can definitely see him as a starting point guard.
I'm honestly really thinking about this draft class. There's a lot of players that really excite me, man. That's not to say there's gonna be a lot of superstars in, but I think there's gonna be a lot of really good, solid players. Like I don't really get like bust vibes from any of the players. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I'll be pissed off if the Pistons just like do like some sort of reach. It was just like nobody was even talking about this guy. You know?
Because
And
of
that's
his
who they end
scoring
up
and
drafting.
playmaking ability.
Makes me nervous.
With the 10th pick in the draft, the Phoenix Suns select
Devin
Devin
Vassell,
Vassell from Florida State. The Suns showing in the bubble makes me believe that they're on the verge of finally taking that next step as a playoff contender, and by bringing in the best 3-and-D prospect in the class, they'll be even better. You can never have too many guys that can defend multiple positions and shoot the ball well from the
Mikal
perimeter.
Bridges is pretty similar.
And as we watch Mikal Bridges begin to emerge, Vassell could very well follow his lead and make for a very scary front court defense alongside DeAndre Ayton.
There we go.
It's especially promising because Vassell's offense goes far beyond just spot-up shooting, and he's sneakily good as attacking the basket as well. With the 11th pick in the draft, the
Nesmith.
San Antonio Spurs select
Point guard, right?
Nesmith from Vanderbilt. Nesmith is, to put it simply, one of the best shooters in the entire draft, if not the best shooter in the draft. In college last season, he made a ridiculous 50% of his threes, and
Damn,
his sharp
not bad.
shooting will be something any NBA team will value, especially a franchise as smart historically as the Spurs
Like
have
flight
been.
numbers.
Nesmith's movement without the ball frees him up for a ton of open looks. He's a smart cutter, and if he has any little bit of space, he's confident shooting it. With the 12th
Could be a
pick in the
steal.
draft, the Sacramento Kings select RJ Hampton from the NBL. Hampton, like LaMelo Ball, played in the Australian Basketball League this year, and the experience against grown men in one of the best leagues in the world was super valuable to his growth. Hampton admittedly had an inconsistent year there, as any youngster would.
Yeah, he
and
does
there
make me a
were
little
concerns
nervous if
about
I'm,
his jumper,
being
but
honest.
he's an explosive athlete with a tremendously quick first step, and he was still able to successfully attack the basket because of it. He's been working with former NBA champion Mike Miller in the offseason, and his shooting has taken great strides moving forward. So for a Kings team that might be trading
Shots
away
looking
Buddy
pretty
Hield
crispy.
this offseason, Hampton could be a good replacement. With the 13th pick in the draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Saddiq Bey.
I always
from
get this guy in
Villanova.
2K.
Bey is the ultimate
shoot.
Swiss Army knife prospect who can give you a little bit of everything and impact the game in so many different ways. He's a very good perimeter spot-up shooter. Every year he grows more comfortable creating his offense off the dribble.
Damn, he put his
has a
head
little
hole
bit
in his
of boost
armpit.
game that he can use when defended by smaller opponents, and defensively, he can comfortably defend positions 1 through 4. And finally, to close out the lottery at pick number 14, the Boston Celtics select Precious
Good athletic
Achiuwa from
prospect right
Memphis.
here.
The Celtics have 3 first-round picks this year.
I see
and
Jeremy
most
Grant
of their
vibes.
roster is still under contract next season, so they could very well trade up using those extra picks. But if they stay put here, then Achiuwa could answer some of their interior defensive problems that became noticeable against the Heat in the playoffs. Achiuwa's a very intriguing defensive prospect who can protect the rim, play very smart help defense, switch on to smaller
Bro, I cannot wait
opponents,
for the
and
draft.
hold his own against bigger opponents because of his strength. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today.
There we go, guys. I thought overall that was pretty solid. This is definitely a different type of mock draft than I've seen. I saw some picks out here that were definitely smart picks. But at the end of the day, like, man, it's so hard to predict this stuff, right? Because we have no idea what team managements are thinking and stuff like that, and who's even going to fall to where. Because you could have a guy on your board and then he's just gone. It's like, whoa, it's like the whole entire just operation is just blown at that point. So I do know if the Pistons got Okongwu, I'd be happy. What do you guys think about this mock draft, guys? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching. Check out Hoops Reference, link to his channel in the description below. And peace out, my friends.